Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey guys, it's Gary
and Keith
with Pop Culture Minefield, and we are here to talk about some cool stuff today, nerd stuff. And yeah, all of a sudden, like one day, we're just going to come on here and talk sports just to confuse people. Sports analysis. What favorite team? Pittsburgh Steelers. Your favorite team?
People that aren't the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wah, wah. So anyway, we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. So much. It's so awesome how much stuff drops.
Yeah.
During the week, and like today we got the John Wick poster and trailer.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had the teaser before, but now we got the trailer. And I watched it like, I think 4 times.
Yeah.
And I got into a big conversation on Facebook about it with some other people because everybody's excited about this friggin' movie.
Yeah, literally, this has one of the highest must-sees for at least the people that I know. I'm thinking a lot of you out there probably have enjoyed his last 2 movies. You're definitely going to see this.
Well, it's changed the landscape of how action films are done. It's sort of like how Bourne Identity changed how James Bond was done.
Yeah.
And now we've got John Wick, and so everybody's going to want to follow suit for this, and we're getting more and more of these actors doing their own stunts.
I just wish they could do it for the same cost. Cheaper is better, and it's better for us, and it's better for you when you go to the movies.
Yeah, it keeps the ticket price down.
Keeps the ticket prices down. That's really one of my number one things about all of this with John Wick. I enjoy what this entire team does. I enjoy the stunts they come up with. It's just original, it's fun, it's cool, it's not overtaxing, and plus it's taking a city that you've seen dozens of times in other movies, and it's just giving you a new perspective. And each film reveals more about the world that they're in. There's a lot of really good world building in all these movies. And then, on top of everything else, the new television series that's coming called The Continental, which I think this film is going to try to feed into a little bit.
I sure hope so. And we've already heard and read that he will make appearances on the show.
Yeah,
we don't
Keanu
know how much,
be there. Yeah.
But he's going to be in it. But it's so exciting seeing this because visually, this has a different look from the other 2 films. And each one changed a little. Like the first film was focused more on the physical combat.
Yes.
The second film was focused on, almost like I joked, gun kata from that Christian Bale movie from the 2000s. And he was focused more on gunplay. And this time, it's like no holds barred, a lot of swords and stuff. I saw Mark Dacascos. I have an association with Mark Dacascos in that I was trained by my martial arts instructor, Terry Faircloth, was a student of Al Dacascos, Mark's dad. And so I met Al quite a few times, got my shoulder dislocated by him. And it was fun. And but it was more fun when they put it back into place. But 2 tiny men putting a giant guy's arm back in place.
Yeah.
And but both of them amazing martial artists. Terry Faircloth is still incredible. One of the fastest people I've ever seen. Look him up on YouTube. Terry Faircloth is an amazing Tachikimbo instructor and practitioner.
Wow.
But anyway, hey, Sifu. I'll tag him when we post the video so he can actually see that. But I love that Mark is going to be in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for a long time, all we knew him for was the Iron Chef.
Yeah.
It's like people forgot this guy was an amazing martial artist, and he did one of the best documentaries I ever saw on Miyamoto Musashi, the gentleman, samurai, the greatest samurai of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He developed the two-sword technique, and he wrote the Book of Five Rings. And Mark is finally going to get to show some amazing skill again on film, and this time against Keanu. Wow. So if you're not excited about that, there's something wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with you? Get excited.
Looks like everybody that lived through the last movie is making an appearance in this one. So,
and it looks like I forget his name, the guy that runs the hotel. It looks like he's picking sides, and he's picking sides for our boy, Keanu.
It's dangerous.
Now, we were having a great talk earlier because, amazingly, a lot of people think that we just put this on for the show, but Keith and I actually are known for talking for hours. We forget other people exist, and we just talk, and we just talk. And we decided one day to do this show because what the heck? You know, we do this anyway, so put it out there for other people to enjoy. So, but Keanu is like this really zen dude. And what you see on screen is pretty much what he's like in real life. He's very intense about what he does, but he's very laid back at the same time. And the only way to describe it is he's zen. He's really in that zone, and he's always there. You'll never hear him have a Christian Bale moment where he loses his shit on somebody.
Yeah.
You'll never hear about that. Even if he chews somebody out, he is so respectful when he does it. And he even kind of, I've heard he's apologized to people for getting terse with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't see guys like that. And he's one of the most successful actors in Hollywood. And he's done it while being zen.
He has a good sense of self. He has a good sense of humor about even the people that like to make it. Yeah.
He loves jokes about him.
Yes.
I've heard, read where he really got a kick out of memes.
Mm-hmm.
That he just finds them hilarious. And so now we segue into the other aspect of this, which is really the big reveal of Keanu Reeves was this stupid, silly comedy called Bill and Ted's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
And which was kind of a parody to Doctor Who because it had the phone booth and time travel and all that stuff.
Yeah, so the Wild Stallions are back.
Yeah, they posted a video this week.
Yes, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves posted a video where they decided to announce that they have a new movie coming called Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, they wanted to announce that they have picked a date. Filming will take place this summer for a release of the movie the following August 2020. Okay? So Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon, who are the creators of Bill and Ted, and who also wrote the scripts for the first two films, are back with the script for this current film. And that they've gone out and they got Galaxy Quest director Dean Parisot, who also directed Red 2, which is based on the DC comic starring Bruce Willis and Helen Mirren. I think they have a really solid director. Of course, I've liked everything that Matheson and Solomon have written. I think Solomon's the one that has also been working on the Now You See Me films. He's the co-creator.
Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, obviously I think both men have been off working on different things, and they finally found the time to
come back
something. And
I just love it. And watching the video with the announcement, you could tell that Keanu was like totally into it.
Well, both of them are. Both of them are. And again, this has never been a waver. There's never really been a wavering from either one of them about this. People ask. They rightfully told people they're interested in doing it. And for years, people have been like, when's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one?
When are we going to get our trilogy?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just interested to see who they're going to cast to play their boys.
Well, it's early on. I had heard that the show was going to deal with the fact that George Carlin's, because we lost George Carlin, and his character apparently is dead.
Yeah.
In the story, and that's going to be part of the drive of the story. That was something I heard. A year ago.
That will be a part of, but it really is about having these two middle-aged men now, whose sons are now the age they were when they went to the first movie, and so it's really about how everything comes kind of full circle in their lives. But the fact that Bill and Ted still haven't achieved everything that they were told or meant to achieve yet, so that's the adventure there. So
right, to complete the mission.
Yeah.
So well, we both have one thing to say about this. Excellent.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I mean, August is going to be here before you know it, of next year.
Well, as we get older, our time goes by faster, so we don't stress out. A lot of people are like, when's it gonna get here? We're like, it's coming. It will get here. Stop fretting about it.
Yeah, there's a lot we have to go through for the rest of this year before getting to this movie, of which, Star Wars Celebration's coming up, CinemaCon is coming up. Eventually, we're going to start hearing from people that have already seen Avengers Endgame. And so, wait a minute. There we go. Anyway, just to let everyone know, we love doing these videos. We want to do more, but we'd also like to see if you'd like to comment. So just leave a comment at the bottom of the video.
Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe.
And one last thing, I just wanted to let everyone know that our friend Nolan has a new book. We have a video for his new book called Return to Monster Island, and we will be placing it at the end of the credits of the show for all the rest of the videos that we do, I think, for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be on there. We want to help promote him because, well, one, he gave the name of the show to us. It was his idea to call it Pop Culture Minefield.
Yes.
Two, Graham, even though I've never worked with Graham, I worked with Chuck, who's his partner, and they co-created Bane together. And in fact, my first comic book gig was working on a Chuck story for the A-Team.
Yeah.
And Graham and I just sort of slid into becoming friends because of Chuck. And I've always admired his work. I mean, he's incredible, and he's a very good writer, even though Chuck will say he's not.
Anyway,
watch the video. Stick around after the credits because they go by really quickly. And I hope you enjoy the video. It's going to be up at the end of our show for at least the next 2 weeks.
So, for me, Keith.
And Gary.
This has been Pop Culture Minefield.
Y'all come back now, you hear? Y'all come back now, you hear?
Hi comics and monster fans, welcome to the Return to Monster Island Kickstarter campaign. I'm Graham Nolan. You probably know my work from my years of working at Marvel and DC Comics. I'm the designer and co-creator of the Batman villain Bane. I've recently partnered with my friends at Ominous Press to bring you the 20th anniversary edition of Monster Island. And thanks to all of the backers that supported the project, it was a great success, and we can finally bring to you the long-awaited sequel, Return to Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making, and I think everybody's been patient long enough. Return to Monster Island is the long-awaited sequel to my original story, Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making. I've always wanted to do the sequel and the subsequent sequels. This was originally an idea that had 4 story parts, and this obviously is the first one. 2 years have passed since the original adventure, and our heroes, Mac and Duke, are called back to action. When the Monster Island shows up on the Navy radar screens above the Bering Sea, it's a race against time to get there before the Russians. A group of aliens has taken over the island, and our heroes have to set things right before the island disappears once more. New characters, new monsters, and new dangers await you on the Return to Monster Island. Some of the great rewards for this campaign include Return to Monster Island in full color, a colorized version of the original Monster Island, commission art done by me, and lots of other great stuff. Thank you for joining us for Return to Monster Island. I hope you'll consider pledging your support to this campaign. I know with your help it'll be a huge success.